Welcome everybody to the room. Just waiting for some people to come in. Today we're going to talk about purpose. Hey Coco. Welcome everybody. What up, Dat? Hey Divine B. So make sure you get out your pen and paper or take notes, because I'm going to help you today to find your purpose by using your birth chart. Hey Jim 48. And today, for you guys that don't know, today is Wednesday. Today is Mercury Day. What up, Alicia? Today is Mercury Day. So today, make sure you are communicating. Whether you're calling someone, have that conversation that you've been putting off. Whether you call them, text them, write a letter, write in your journal, go live, do a video. Make sure you are communicating. Go outside in nature, communicate to the four elements, whatever you need to do. Today is all about communication in your intellect. So be studying, learn something new today. And if you want to know what to focus on, it's the house in your Mercury. So whatever your house is in your Mercury, focus more on that today. But yes, and wear gray. Gray is some really good color to wear to harness that Mercury energy, because it's neutral. But you can wear anything, but I usually like to wear gray. And I have my little green jumpsuit on, my little mama green jumpsuit. But yes, so today that's the reason why I wanted to come live, because I want to communicate today. I want you guys to understand where you can find your purpose and what you can do about it. Okay? Welcome everybody to the room. What up, Pure Rhythm? Okay. So y'all can ask questions as I go along, but if they don't answer, but it's because I am talking. Alright? So I want you guys to get an understanding as to why. Oh, the baby's over there, Miss Jen, being quiet for the moment. Let's not conjure him up, okay? Because I had to do the live inside. So y'all know how Zen is. So whenever he wants his attention, he's going to get it. So I want to share with you guys how I realized I was in my purpose. Most of you know my journey for the past 3 years. If you've been following me on social media, you know how most of you found me. But originally, I was not doing what you see me doing. 3 years ago, I wasn't even on social media. Now, I did have a YouTube channel, and I did focus on natural hair, but that was just a hobby. That wasn't something that I felt like was my purpose. Well, now looking back, it was the beginning of my purpose, because now I am in the forefront on social media talking about things that I'm passionate about, and that's helping me, and I want to help others. So, but a lot of us don't know what our purpose is, and some people do. Now, I like astrology, and that's what we're going to talk about today, because it helped me stay focused on my purpose. It helped me be more clear about what I'm here to do. Now, some people already know what their purpose is. Good for you. But for most of us, we do not know what our purpose is, and we don't even know where to start. Hold on. Somebody said, "Will you go back to that?" I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. So I want to give you some tips when you are studying your birth chart for those that are interested in how to find your purpose. Because this is what I'm doing, and I continue to do. It doesn't matter what no one say. This is what I'm going to do with my life. Now, before I started doing social media and being a teacher or whatever you want to view me as, I was actually working in corporate America. Like most of us, I thought that I needed to go to college, I needed to get a degree, and I needed to get a job. I wasn't even thinking about having a business. I wasn't even thinking about following what my passions were. I was just doing what I was told and doing what everybody else was doing, not really listening to what my inner guide was telling me to do. I didn't even know what an inner guide was years ago. And so I ended up getting a degree in healthcare management. And the only reason why I got a degree in healthcare management was because I tried to get a degree in computers. And even though I like being on the internet, I don't necessarily care to know how it works and why a computer works. Like, it did not interest me. And I ended up getting my first F in a class. And I've never flunked any class. And so I knew that I had to do something really fast because I had a scholarship. And so I switched my major and I went to healthcare. Well, I knew I didn't want to be no nurse because I did not want to wipe nobody's ass, and I just did not want to do that. And so I was like, okay, healthcare management, I deal with the paper, I do be in administration or whatever. And so then after I graduated, I ended up getting a degree in healthcare management and had a few jobs, but I was never a manager. I was always doing the front desk, but I was always in healthcare, and I really stayed in that box because that was the degree that I had. I didn't want to step out. My mind wasn't even focused on, but who are you? What do you want? Why are you here? I didn't worry about that. I was worrying about paying my bills and doing what I have to do. That's pretty much what I focused on. And so then eventually, years later, I ended up getting a certification and becoming a coder. And that pretty much, changed everything for me as far as my career. But there was something within me that I wasn't fulfilled. So when I awakened at the age of 25, like most of us, I awakened to the vegan movement. I was awakened that how we were eating is what's killing us, right? Well, I was working in a cancer facility. Like, once I really got into my career, I focused on hematology and oncology, which is like blood and cancer. So even though I was working in the healthcare industry, I did not believe in how we were caring for our patients, because the healthcare industry has nothing to do with wellness or holistic medicine. It's all about drugs. Well, once I started awakening, I was just like, this is going against what I believe in. This is going against what I know to be true. But I couldn't just throw that away because I had bills to pay. I had rent. I had the car note. I had student loans I had to pay back. I had all these responsibilities that our society placed on me, to where I couldn't make a moral choice because I had to do what I had to do. I had responsibilities that I had to take care of. Forget what you believe in. You better get up and go to work. So that was something that I struggled with because I see people dying, and over the chemo. Here he comes, y'all. Here he comes. People dying, and I felt helpless. And so, hold on. Okay. Yes, he wants to feed. People be like, you always feeding him. He always on the breast. Okay, so, what was I saying? So, I just knew that, I always knew in the back of my head that, that's the back of my head, the back of my mind, that I was destined to do something with my life. I knew that what I was doing, there was more to this life than what I was fed to believe. But I didn't know what to do. I really didn't. I have no direction. I didn't know what worked for me. Now, I was listening to everybody else and what worked for them. But what about me? Like, what am I here to do? What makes me so special? Because I believe that we are all special. I believe that we all have gifts and talents. Now, I do not believe we all share the same ones, but I do believe there is a system you can use, that we all can use, that will find our own individual purpose and talents and gifts, or whatever it is that you're here to do with your life. And at that time, I just felt really lost, depleted, and I was just like, is this what life's all about? And so of course I just buried myself in my career, and I was like, I'm just going to just be a coder and just educate myself and just do more of that. Well, the thing that I hated about having a job is having to deal with the structure of it. I couldn't get up when I wanted to get up. I couldn't do what I wanted to do. I had to listen to people that didn't know more or less than me, but felt like because they had a title, they could tell me what to do and talk to me and treat me any type of way, using that paycheck over my head. And I couldn't voice my opinion if I felt like something was right because of the jurisdiction of having a job. And I'm telling you, I was not an easy person to work with. Like, I did not respect authority, and I would go off on my managers. I'm surprised they never wrote me up. No, they actually did write me up. One time I went off on my manager. Like, she was just harassing me, and I went off on her, and I didn't care. Well, it was crazy, but that was just who I was becoming. Like, I don't care. Like, you're not going to talk to me any type of way. But at the same time, I'm still in their environment, trying to tell them what they should be doing in their environment. So who really was the fool here, And so I hated going to work. I did. And I didn't like hardly any of the people that I worked with because everybody was sneaky and everybody was trying to be a certain way. And so it just wasn't a fulfilling, loving environment. Most of the time work isn't. People are just there for sole reason, and that is to get a paycheck. But who wants to be around those type of people? Because then you'll become that. Remember, you will become your environment. Okay? So then I was just like, I have to do something else. And so I started doing the self-help books and looking at videos, and I tried different things like network marketing, and I tried all different types of things to like get out of the 9-to-5, and it just didn't work for me, And so then eventually my health started taking a turn, and then I started seeking knowledge on how to heal myself. And then that's when I ended up finding carbonation online, and I saw that they were in the tropics and said, you got to leave the environment and all this and that. And I was like, what? And so then I just decided to leave the environment that programmed me. And so with that being said, I ended up going to the tropics, and I ended up learning a lot about myself, a lot about spirituality. And that's what I found was my purpose was spirituality, to learn about spirituality, to learn about myself, and to share that with others, to share my life with others and my experiences that I had, and then teach that to others to do the same thing on whatever that is. And some people may not agree with the choices that I made, or some people might not even do what it is that I did in the past 2 years, but it's not about you, it's about my purpose and my journey. And we all have that. And I'm here to show you in your chart, you need to follow your program. You already have a program. And anybody that says astrology isn't real and you can't find this and that, that's a part of your program, to believe that astrology isn't real. And so there are so many different tools out here that you can find your purpose, and you can, find what it is that you're here to do. But for me, what I've learned over the time is that most of these programs, most of these different belief systems, the underlying foundation of it is astrology. Like, there's all different types of things that can teach you about yourself, but when it really comes down to it, it always directs you back to astrology. And so that's the reason why I focus on astrology. And it's a great tool for you to use to know who you are, to know the patterns of your mind. Because I do believe that we are all in our own minds, because our minds is what dictates our reality. So why not understand how your mind works to get an understanding of why you have the reality that you are in. Okay? Oh, hey, Mom. And see, she at work. She's I'm peeking at work. Don't you get in trouble because you trying to see what I'm talking about. Yes, work in progress. I do private readings. I'll talk about that in the end. So So furthermore, and today is Family Day. So today I wanted to get online and I wanted to share with you, and give you a teaching today about how to find your purpose. But then today, here you go, buddy. Here you go. But today I wanted to, here you go. Hold on, y'all. I can't. Here you go. Here you go. Look at that. Yeah. Today is Family Day because me and Rambo have been working like super duper hard and we've been having a lot going on. So I was like, today we should make it Family Day. And so after I get off this live, we're going to go into the town and we're just going to just hang out and just have fun and just, enjoy the Big Island. So yes, so get your pens and paper ready. Let's talk about your birth chart. So I do private readings, but I wanted to share with you and some of the things that I talk about in my readings, because this is what I go by. This is what helps me stay focused. It's so easy in this world to get off of focus. There's so many people, so many things trying to defer you away from being who you are. And it doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense to people. It ain't supposed to make sense to people. It's only supposed to make sense to you. And so when I look at my life now, I'm like, there's no way I would have chose this life. There's no way I would have chose this life that I'm living right now. But I'm having so much fun. I am so fulfilled. And, and I'm just I feel so alive with my life. And I live on the seat of my pants. Right? I'm just like here and there. You never know where I'm going to be, what I'm going to do. But that works for me. For some people, you might need more stability. You might need that mundane life. And that's okay. But for some of us, we might need to be here and there. We might need a spontaneous lifestyle. But you need to know that about yourself and give that to yourself. Don't try to fit into something to make everybody else comfortable around you, because that's not living. It isn't. Okay, you can't ever please anyone because everybody's always going to find something to complain about. So only focus on what you are here to do. And the more you focus on that, the more you can give back. But because we don't really have anything to give, or we feel like we don't have anything to give, we're always taking. And it's time for you to start giving back. And I promise you, the more that you give, the more you will receive. Okay? So one of the first things that I like to look at as far as finding purpose. Now, the things I'm going to list today, this is just a foundation. Now, when you do a reading with me, these are the things that I look at. But then as I uncover with these particular things, is going to direct me to other parts in your chart. Again, everybody is different. So just because I do what I'm about to talk about with you, you still have other things that's going to show me what you should be focused on. This is just a blueprint. This is just something I can give you to get started so that you can, get into the right direction for your purpose, okay? So the first thing I like to start off with, and this is not astrology, this is numerology. I really like numerology. I'm starting to get into numerology more because a lot of you don't have your birth time, and so numerology helps me see other things in your life that maybe I'm not able to get in your chart because you don't have your birth time. And so one of the things that I like to talk about is the life path number. And the reason why I like to talk about the life path number is because that is the path you need to take to get to your purpose or your destiny. Okay, this is the road. Like go here. The life path is the GPS. Turn left. Like, don't go right, turn left. And this is the path you must take to become who you are. Now, within that path, you're going to endure certain situations. You're going to endure certain obstacles, okay, that you need to become, because the life path is just conditioning you to become that life path 4 or that life path 11. So you need to understand, what does that life path 4, what does that number 4 represent to you in your life? And what are the situations that's going to teach you? What are your obstacles that you need to overcome and learn that the number 4 is here to show you? Okay? Because what you represent is that number, and that number is a certain frequency of the universe, and you are that light that we go to for that number, right? So you want to understand, like with life path 4, they're about foundation. You are here to be the stability. See, you aren't the spontaneous one. You are here to learn stability, foundation. You are the one to get it done. You are the one about family. You know, you're the one in creating that structure. You are the foundation of the universe. But the thing that a life path 4 must learn is that you gotta work. And what you are here to give us is what you have to learn. So you're going to be placed in situations that's going to make you learn to be stable. That's going to make you learn to be steady. It's going to make you learn all these things. So it's going to be uncomfortable, and you're going to ask yourself, why am I in this situation? Why is this happening to me? But if you know your path, you be like, oh, okay, I see why this is happening to me, because it's going to teach me how to do this. So that's the reason why I always like to start off with the life path, because what that life path is telling me is guiding me to certain situations in your chart. So even though you might be a Sagittarius sun, your life path 4, I will be more focused on like Saturn. I'll be more focused, especially with being 4, I'll be focused on seeing if you have any Cancer energy. And I will also even look into your 4th house. I mean, I will just look in different spaces, but the life path is what guides me to look at certain pieces in your chart that maybe I wouldn't necessarily look for without that life path. It's just a guide to help me. And okay, how do you find your life path number? The way you find your life path number is your date of birth, okay? You do your date of birth, like, for example, my date of birth is 12/15/1981. So you tally up each number separately, and you tally up until you get down to a single number, okay? Now, there are master numbers. You have the master number 11, master number 22, and I think 33. And so when you get to those numbers, you don't split those numbers, because those are master numbers. Now, with those master numbers, you still harness the energy. So, for example, that 11, they harness the 11 energy, they harness the number 2 energy, and they harness number 1 energy. So with the master numbers, when I get someone that has a master number, I say you are anointed, because you have that master number. And this isn't about the life paths. I was just using it as an example, Shane. Because I know y'all going to be doing that. So if anybody throws out anything that I'm talking about, but I already talked about the life path 4. But with I will say with the master number, Shane, with the 33, is that you are anointed. You hold the vibration of 33, of 3, and 6. So you most definitely are here about love. You're here about creativity, expression. Now the thing is that with those master numbers, because you hold great regard in the universe has truly anointed you with the gifts and with the strength. You're also going to get the 3 times the struggle, the 3 times the obstacles, okay? So that's the thing you have to know about having the master number. It's a beautiful position, but you're going to be going through it, more than most people, okay? So that's how you get your life path number, okay? So the next placement that I like to go to, and this is one of my favorites. It's one of my favorite positions. I do not know why we don't know about this in the beginning. The thing that puzzles me with astrology, I'm going to get on my soapbox for a second, is that the first thing we know about astrology is the sun sign. And the sun sign is so minuscule to your whole chart. And that's the reason why people don't really take astrology seriously, because of just the sun sign. The sun sign is just a piece. Like, I could do your whole chart and don't even go to your sun sign. Now, I am going to mention it in today's lesson today, but I'm like, why do we only know about the sun sign? But the number one thing I believe that people should first know in their birth chart is your north node and your south node, okay? And the reason why I feel that you should know your north node and your south node is because, again, it is that piece that's going to show you your purpose, your destiny, what you are to become in this lifetime. So your south node is what you used to be. Your south node was the character that you was in your past life, if you believe that. If you don't believe that, that's fine, but you still hold traits from the south node. So you want to know what your south node is, because one, in your south node, you did bring in certain gifts and talents and strengths that you can utilize, but that south node is going to keep you comfortable. That south node is not going to allow you to grow. So you want to know your south node so that you will know, okay, this is what I need to move away from. But with the north node is who you need to focus on in this lifetime. So for example, I'm a Sagittarius sun, but my north node is Cancer. So I should not be focused on Sagittarian things. I should be focused on becoming more of a Cancer. Now, that does not mean to disregard my sun sign. It just means that in this lifetime, I need to tap more into the Cancer energy. Be more like a Cancer, because that's what's going to fulfill me. That's what's going to bring me joy. So focusing on home, focusing on nurturing myself, focusing on my emotional body, focusing on nurturing others. It's not about that Capricorn, because your north node and south node is the opposites. So my north node is Cancer, my south node is Capricorn. It's always going to be like that, okay? So I'm used to being the boss, being the leader, telling people what to do, doing it on my own, not worrying about emotions. But in this lifetime, it's not about that. This lifetime is about me being a mother. And you see, I became a mother, and I have become so fulfilled and learned so much about myself now that I became a mother. But even then, throughout the 3 years of my journey, I have been focusing on home, because y'all found me online in my home teaching. So everything I do in this lifetime, and I need to focus on home. So my life, even though my life path is one, I am to be a one. I am to be an innovator, a leader in my home. You know, teaching people how to love themselves, nurture themselves. You understand? So the more that I do that, the more I'm going to be fulfilled. Now, the house that I'm supposed to do this in, that's what you want to also know as well. So the sign is the energy that you embody, the traits that you take on. But the house is where you're going to do this. So for me, my house is 11th house. So my house is the house of friendships, of science, of astrology, of innovation, of rebellion. So as y'all saw in the 3 years of my life, what was I doing? I was in a home with a group of friends talking about science, astrology, humanitarianism. That's what I've been doing for the past 3 years. So once you understand your north node, it doesn't matter where you are or who you're with. Once you know your purpose, you can continue to do it, and you don't stop. That's why you see I'm not stopping just because I'm not with this group of people, or if I'm not here. No, my purpose goes with me. My purpose is my compass, and I have to adhere to that. And as long as you adhere to your purpose, as long as you adhere to your north node, you will be okay. But if you go against it, it's okay. Well, you know, it's okay that you go against it, but you're going to feel it. You're going to feel that you're going against it. You're not going to be as happy. Now, you might be comfortable, but with that north node, it's going to make you uncomfortable because you're not used to being that energy. Now, I will say, for some people, you do have karma with your North Node sometimes. For example, say I'm a Sagittarius sun, but then what if my North Node was in Gemini? Well, obviously, my South Node is in Sagittarius. So who I think I am, how I shine to the world is what I need to not do. See? And a lot of people, their North Node goes against their whole chart. And that's because you've had karma in your past life. So now you must learn balance. Now you must learn the balance between the two. Don't disregard, because that is, you are who you are, but then you need to become more of who you should be, but take the positive traits and be aware of the negative traits, because in every sign there's a positive and negative. It's duality. That's just how life is. But you want to be balanced in anything that you do. Okay? So, let's see. Somebody said, what if you're friendless? Oh, Air Goddess said, could you do more videos like this, breaking down things you really... Oh yeah, I am. Like I truly am. This is the beginning of my astrology classes or whatever. Yeah, most definitely. Like this is the beginning of that. And again, these are the things that I do in my reading. So if you don't want to pay for a reading, these are the particular things that I look for. But if you want more in depth, you know, with who you are, then that's when you hit me up. Okay. So next, we are going, oh, and then also with the North Node, what you're going to discover is also, also what I show you in your North Node is certain colors, because colors hold vibrations. You know, certain colors you should be wearing and focusing on, certain foods you should be eating to harness. You want to harness that energy, because everything is energy. So for me, having that Cancer North Node, and what that person said, okay, let me get off of me. Alicia has North Node in Gemini, so she really needs to focus on community. You need to be focused on learning and communication. You need others to learn your knowledge. But see, with that North Node in Sagittarius, that South Node in Sagittarius, what it wants you to do, it wants you to be the preacher on your soapbox. You think you know everything. You're looking for your truth. But in this lifetime, your North Node in Gemini is saying, no, you need to listen to everyone else's truth to learn what truth is. You need to know how to interact with people, because with that Sagittarius South Node, it's about freedom. Like, I want personal freedom. It's about me being free. It's about me letting everybody know how I feel and what I think. But not in this lifetime. It's about you knowing how to have good interpersonal skills, knowing how to communicate with others, knowing how to listen to others, having that internal freedom. It's not no personal freedom for you. It's the internal freedom. No matter where I am free. And then it's in the 10th house. So in the 10th house, it's about your career. Yes, my love. Yeah. Yeah. You want to play with this? Oh, you want to... Oh, can you change him? Smells like poopies. Daddy's going to change it. Hold on, y'all.
I will not change her, but I will change the diaper.
You smell like poopies. Mr. Poopberry.
Oh, I changed his poopy voice.
Okay. And so for those of you that have 10th house in your chart, in this lifetime, you are here to focus on your career. You are here to be out in the public. You are here to create something for yourself. And a lot of times when you have Capricorn or 10th house in your North Node, you have the ability to create wealth in your lifetime. Because Capricorn is about status. It's about work. It's about building something. Okay? So most definitely focus on getting out in the public and leading, being a leader. Get part of organizations and being a leader of that. Okay? So hold on, my phone. Don't want my phone to die, y'all. Don't want it to die. Okay. But yeah, we could talk about North Node. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna make sure this. Don't think it's charging. Okay. So yeah, the North Node. I could talk about the North Node all day, but most definitely with the North Node, there's just certain things that you have to do to get that going. Okay. So next is Jupiter. And the reason why I believe that one should know about Jupiter is the planet of expansion. Jupiter is your optimism. Jupiter is it's like, what do you believe in? You know what I mean? Jupiter also shows you what you should be doing to receive more of, right? Abundance. Because Jupiter is the planet of abundance and indulging, and it's like the biggest planet in the solar system. But then also with Jupiter, you have to be careful that you're overindulged. I always say, what Jupiter represents for me, Jupiter represents the fat kid in the candy store. Now, it sounds like a good idea, but in the end, it wasn't. So you always got to be mindful of Jupiter. But in today's lesson, I just want to focus on what Jupiter can do for you. And so Jupiter is an outer planet. Hey, I am Anomaly. Jupiter is an outer planet. So usually with the outer planets, you really want to focus on the house that it's in, because that's where you're going to receive, most of your energy from the outer planets. But still know your sign as well. So for example, my Jupiter is in the 3rd house. So where I receive luck, from the universe, where I receive expansion is through communication, connecting, and teaching. So as y'all see, that's what I'm always doing, coming on here, talking, and just giving information. Like, I love information. I love sharing information with everyone. So the more that I give information in a way that is tangible, like today, I'm giving y'all information that is tangible and that you can use. I'm breaking down astrology to where it's easy to understand. I'm going to receive luck. I'm going to receive abundance from the universe because that's what I'm focused on. Okay? But then sometimes I will say this, with having Jupiter in the 3rd house, sometimes you can do information overload, and sometimes you can talk too much, and you just have to be careful with that, because the 3rd house is about the mind. And so if you're too focused on the mind, you can kind of be in your head and overthink, and it can stress you out a little bit. They have Jupiter in the 12th house. Jupiter in the 12th house is a great position. Let me tell you why. Anybody that has 12th house in their chart, I've just learned this, you are very fortunate. 12th house makes you magical. And when you have Jupiter in the 12th house, you have the ability to be a guru. You have the ability to be a spiritual teacher. Because the 12th house is about those things. But then also, no matter what you do in life, you will be protected, because the spirit world is connected with you. And especially being in Jupiter, you have the protection of them tenfold, more than anybody else. So whatever you choose to do, you'll be okay. Now, I don't mean you're not going to fail, but you're going to get out of it, because your angels or whatever you believe in is there to protect you. And with Jupiter in the 12th house, you have a great intuition. Like, whatever the 12th house has in it. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Whatever the 12th house has in it for you is going to expand. So you should be focusing on spirituality at all times, and you will be very lucky and fortunate in this lifetime. Okay? Everybody is saying hey, Zen. Everybody is saying hey. Okay, so alright, so let me so I still have other stuff. I see y'all asking questions and stuff. Okay, so next is it's the 3 houses, and it just all depends on the person's chart, but I feel like you can still Oh, you said you don't have no 12th house in your chart. It's okay. I'm sure you have other placements that are just as good. But having that 12th house, though, it still brings a lot of energy. Remember what I said about the life path, the master numbers. Like, you are anointed, but with that, it comes big responsibility. So, okay, so even with the 12th house, big responsibility with that. So next, what I want to talk about is the 3 earth houses. And that is the 2nd house, 6th house, and the 10th house. Okay? The 2nd house, with the earth houses, with the earth houses, they are about structure. They are about work. Okay? They're about practicality. They're groundedness. So, and they also represent your they more so represent your career more so than anything else, but I believe that your purpose and your career can be the same thing. You understand? Because you want your career to go in hand in what you're here to do and only focus on that. So that's the reason why I wanted to include the 3 houses, so y'all can also look into that as well. Oh, so okay, I'm not gonna look because yeah, I'm gonna try to save this live. The last live that I did, I tried to save it and it didn't save. So I'm hoping that this live will save, and then I'm gonna put it on YouTube. Here with that. Okay. Yeah, because he was distracting me a little bit. Okay. Alright. I know y'all patient with me, because y'all know if I don't tend to him, I'm not going to be able to give my all to you guys. So, y'all talking about Venus and Mars. Okay, but I will say this about Taurus, though. Taurus and Jupiter is a great place. It means abundance, because Taurus represents wealth, possessions, beauty. You know, it represents all of that. And so when it's in Jupiter, you have the ability to have a lot of money in this lifetime. Anytime you have a lot of 2nd house, Alicia, that means that if you focus on the energy of that planet and put it into your 2nd house, you can receive wealth and abundance from that. You can receive possessions from that. Okay? So, back to the 2nd house as we were talking. So these 3 houses, the 2nd, the 6th, and the 10th, represents career and foundation, practicality. So first, the 2nd house is the house of worth. What is your self-worth? What do you need to feel worthy about yourself? But then also, how will you obtain your possessions in your 2nd house? Okay? With me, my 2nd house is in Libra. So the way that I receive money and possessions is through relationships, partnerships. Okay? As y'all have seen the past 3 years, I was always with someone. I was a part of a group. Now I'm in a partnership. So I need other people to receive my wealth. I need other people to identify what my self-worth is. The people around me will signify my self-worth. So I need to be very careful and mindful with the people I have with me, because I'm going to learn to be like them. So I have to know that about myself. And the reason why you want to know this in regards to your purpose, because you want to know what you need to do to be able to acquire things. You understand? Some of you might want to work by yourself, but maybe you need others. You know, maybe your 2nd house is in Aquarius, and maybe you receive your wealth and your abundance through friends and organizations. Okay? Or maybe your 2nd house might be in Cancer, and you might receive your money, your wealth in your home and from your family, doing a family business. And then Love Joy said, oh, you talking about Moon? Well, no, this is the house position. This is the house. So you have the house positions. What you're talking about is the house that your moon is in. This is your house and its sign. So some of my advanced students might know what I'm talking about. Oh no, 2nd house in Scorpio, Pluto. No, that's the planet The house position, it has its own sign. Like, for example, if you are an Aries ascendant, that's the first house. Your ascendant is your first house. Then you go to your second house. So most likely, if you're an Aries descendant, your second house is going to be in Taurus. So, yeah, you want to know your house position. It's very important. That's why you must know your birth time to know your house positions. Now, let me make sure that... So don't think my phone is charging, and I want to make sure this doesn't die because I know y'all want me to save this. Hold on. Okay, it's not going to work. All right. Yeah, I thought this was charging, and it wasn't. So let's see. Take the light off. It's charging. Okay, I'm back. Oh, how do you get your house position? Well, you can go on CashApp Astrology. They have your house position. And you can go on Terry.com, but you got to pay for that. But yeah, there's different websites, but for sure, CashApp Astrology will give you your house position. It will show you what your positions are in your houses. Okay. Let me see. Can I use your phone, your cell phone, Rambo? So I can show them the house position. So I can show y'all what I'm talking about. Don't throw it because I know I can. Okay, so I'm going to show y'all the house position. So right now what I'm doing is just typing in a birth chart. So y'all be able to see it, okay? Okay, Queen Ellen, this is a prime example. She said, I'm a Capricorn. How can I best find out about me, please? By getting your birth chart. Because you're only talking about your sun sign. That has nothing to do with your purpose. Like solely. Like, I am going to talk about the sun sign and why you should know about it. But really, when I do my readings, I don't really focus on the sun sign because there's so many other things in your chart that is so much more important. So you being a Capricorn, that's not enough because what house is your sun in, and then what's your north node, and you know what I'm saying? Like it's so much more. Okay, so I'm gonna put my birthday in so y'all can just see, make it fast. That's why it's very important for you to get your birth chart so that you will know everything. Because really when you're asking astrology questions, it's just about knowing what questions to ask. Okay, here you go. Okay, so right here, if y'all can see, hopefully y'all can see that. So it's backwards, but right here, this is the house position. First house is, let me see. First house is Virgo. Second house is Libra. Third house is Scorpio. Fourth house is Sagittarius. And they go all the way to the 12 houses. But then also in that circle, in the circle chart, you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's also your house positions too. I'm not about to pull that up. But the circle chart, it has the numbers. That is your house position right there. Now, for those that maybe not really familiar with how to read the circle chart, then that's why I pulled up the grid, because then that way you'll be able, well, you can't see, then that way you'll be able to see the sign and learn from there. So the second house, like I said, is the house of your self-worth, your possessions, how you obtain money, okay? Because when you're in your purpose, you want to know, well, how am I going to be able to take care of myself? How am I going to be able, because you still need money. Like, everybody's so spiritual, but you still got to eat, and money is the currency. Money is the way we get things. So you want to adhere to your program to make sure that you are getting, what you should be getting and not going against that. So next is the sixth house. The sixth house is about how you work. Okay? The sixth house is about the routines you need to stay balanced. It's about health. What type of work is going to fulfill you? The sixth house will show you that. But then the sixth house is not about what type of work. It's just how you work. You understand? And it's also about your health. What healthy regimens you have. What type of routines do you need to be in order with your life? And so I think knowing the sixth house, whatever is in your sixth house, is important. And then last but not least is the 10th house, or what we call the midheaven, okay? The midheaven, the 10th house, is a very important house. And this is the house that I mostly talk about. I don't normally always talk about second and sixth unless I see a pattern in your chart, and then I'm like, okay, let's talk about it. But the 10th house, the midheaven, most definitely, because the 10th house is about what you are here to give the world. Your career, how you come out to the public. Because remember, the second house is how you make money. The sixth house is how you work. And then the 10th house is what you do. What are you doing? It all goes, in that rhythm. So in the 10th house, you want to know what's in your 10th house so you'll know what you should be doing. For example, my 10th house is in Gemini. So what we know about Gemini, communication. So that's why you got to know the 12 signs. You got to understand the 12 signs because we really make up all the 12 signs. So we just can't say, I'm a Sagittarius, I'm a Capricorn. No, you're not. You're all 12 signs. So you want to understand the 12 signs and its energies, because it's some part in your life you're going to embody one or the other. So with the 10th house, you want to know the different things that you should be doing. So with me having 10th house in Gemini, I'm here to be communicating, teaching people what I know. And I'm not here to just be focusing on one thing. Gemini is, it's like always doing something. I'm going to say a jack of all trades, but a master of none. So you see me doing this and doing that. Like, I can do all different types of things, and they're not even going to be related to one another. So to fulfill me, I need to be making sure that I am doing all different types of activities. Like, that's why I say I'm into astrology, I'm into spirituality, I do things with family, I'm cooking, I do that, I sing, I dance, like anything. Like, I should be doing all different types of things, but in what I teach you, I need to teach you in a way that is relatable. It's not about my knowledge and my knowledge being up here. No, it's about my knowledge, me bringing it here. Relating to people, knowing how to communicate. That's why someone said, could you please do these classes because you're really good at it? It's because I've learned that it's not about my ego. It's about me connecting with you and relating with you. That's what it's about with the 10th house in Gemini. And Nita, her midheaven is in Cancer. So you are here really to truly be focusing on home. You're here to show people how to have emotions. You are the nurturer. But you need to make sure that you are structured and you are the leader in your life. Don't let people walk over you in your midheaven in Cancer, but you are the mom. You are the nurturer. You understand? You are here to show the world how to love, how to express their emotions. Show them what security is. Focus on those type of things in your 10th house. And Tandy, we're not talking about that. Stay on topic, okay? Alright, so those are the second, the 6th and the 10th house. Yes, Nita, you are a caregiver. Most people that I know that have 10th house in Cancer, they're stay-at-home moms. And even with men, even if your 10th house is in Cancer, focus on home, focus on being a nurturer. You know, focus on like the house and, you know, making everything comfortable. But most importantly, making sure that you are solid within yourself. That's what the 10th house in Cancer is here to show you, okay? And so next, last but not least, is the sun sign. I know I talk so much crap about the sun sign, but the reason why I wanted to just mention the sun sign is you want to, at the end of the day, with your life path and your north node and your Jupiter and your 2nd and 6th and 10th house, in the end, your sun sign is how you shine through it all. Your sun sign is the light that shines on all of this. So, for example, I am a sun in Sagittarius, right? So what do y'all see me talking about? Sagittarians believe in higher learning, travel, foreign languages. Well, not that I speak any foreign languages, but you know, I've lived in foreign places. I lived in Central America for 2 years. Now I'm living in Hawaii. Even though it's one of the 50 states, if you ever come here, it ain't like the 50 states. I'm about travel and teaching people the higher ways of thinking. That's why I'm teaching you about your purpose through astrology, because astrology is a higher education. It's not something that most people would just look at and be like, oh yeah, we should know that. Like it's not like math. You know, it's not like that, you know, where people are like, okay, math. But astrology is a science. Okay, it is something that I believe that we should all understand. It's very deep. So with all that being said, with everything that I said, my Sagittarius is how I'm going to make my life path shine, how I'm going to make my north node come out more, you know, and then, you know, I'm going to be talking about things that Sagittarius will be into. So even though, and then my sun sign is in the 4th house. So the way that I shine is in my home. Yeah, so I wanted to close that live because I'm pretty much done. I'm pretty much done with the lesson for the day. But I wanted to come back in just in case people look at Grandpa. I wanted to come in just for a few minutes to chat with y'all before we go, because today is family day and we're going to have some fun today. But I really did want to come on here and do my service for humanity today, and that is to teach you how to find your purpose, as I have tried to find mine, or not try, that I did find mine. Thank you very much. Okay. What up, Supreme Eye? Hey, Pinacolada. You do have Sean said, so y'all have any questions, y'all can ask me now. Oh, okay. And so, as far as the readings are concerned, yes, you can hit me up for the readings. Like I said, what I gave you today, you can look up your own purpose. But if you need guidance, yes, you can hit me up for a reading. A reading is 1 hour. It's 1 hour reading. And just for the reading, I do charge $35. Now, for the reading and the audio of the reading and the PDF, the write-up of what I said, that is $50. Okay? So y'all want to be getting on this now, because eventually I'm going to have to start raising my prices a little bit, because I've been getting a lot of feedback. But right now, that's just where the prices are. And that's just what I feel comfortable with. $35 for the reading, $50 for the reading, the PDF, and the audio. You get all of that for $50. And I believe that the $50 one is well worth it, because we're going to be talking about so much, and you're going to be so in the moment that you're not going to remember everything I said. But then you can listen, and then you can also read back, because I truly encourage self-education. Like, this is the information world. Anything you need to know is out there for you, but sometimes we just need guidance. And so I just give you my perspective on what I would do in this situation. So, in the 3 readings that I'm offering is the love and relationship reading, and I'm offering the purpose and career reading, and the debilitation reading as well. Those 3 readings that I'm offering. And I'm also doing like a bundle pack, because I believe you should know all 3 of those in your life. So I'm doing like a discounted price. I haven't figured it out yet, what the price would be for that. But yeah, those are the 3 readings that I decided to focus on. And then also a reading that I did for someone that was pretty cool is a mantra and affirmation reading. Like, she wanted her own mantra and affirmation. So just through her chart, I created her own mantras and affirmations. And I really thought that was a lot of fun. Because sometimes with debilitation and purpose readings, it can be a little heavy. But with love and relationships and mantra readings, like, it's just fun for me. Not saying that the other ones aren't fun, but, you know, sometimes doing the debilitation readings, I have to tell you what's wrong with you. And, you know, but it's still worth its weight in gold for you to know, so you can fix yourself. Okay? Alright. So, Sean said, I have a north node and no south node. Your south node is going to be the opposite of your north node. So you have a north node in Gemini, your south node is always going to be Sagittarius. Now, if you have a north node in the 10th house, your south node is always going to be the 4th house. Okay? If I said that right. Yeah, I know, Supreme Third Eye. Long time no see. I hope you're doing well. You need your Supreme Third Eye. You know to hit me up. Yeah, I say life. I know it is a steal. Like, believe it or not, people still hit me up though, thinking I'm doing free readings, and I'm just like, absolutely not. Like, come on, like. And I think Rainbow did a live about this, about people thinking that it's in nature it's free, and everything that you do is an exchange of energy. And so even in the spiritual world, for some reason, and I think religion is what got us looking at money in a negative way. Like, in the spirituality world, it's like you're still giving something. And so in this world that we're in, I'm sorry guys, we need to have money, but it doesn't mean you have to sell yourself for money. Doesn't mean you have to do things that doesn't bring you joy and happiness for money. You know, I think that's what it comes down to. And so for me, that's what I decided. Like, I don't want to go back working in a cancer facility killing people. And I was making good money. I was making like over $60,000 a year, you know, being a medical coder. And I was about to make more money because I was about to change my whole career path. But I was just like, I would rather make half of that and doing something that I'm passionate about, and doing something that's actually helping humanity. Like, it doesn't matter to me. Like, that's what I'm more focused on, is helping, and this is what I'm here to do. And I believe that I should get rewarded. Now, it's not you that's giving it to me, it's the universe working through you to give it to me, because the universe knows this is what we need in this reality, in this earth plane. You need money. I don't care if it's paper or coins, it's a credit card. You need to have it. And my universe knows that. So my universe provides. But my contract is to adhere to my purpose. Be true to who I am. That's it. And that's all I have to do. And that's what I'm here to show you and tell you. It's working for me. Y'all seen my life. Y'all seen what I've been going through the past 3 years. And I wish people that have known me before the 3 years, they can come on here and tell you, like, yes, she was not doing this. She was not living her life like this. She was not thinking about no nature and tropics and none of that. I've always been into astrology though, but they'll tell you I was not that chick. I was about my business. I was about, you know, my job. I was not about this. But once I came into my purpose and truly understood why this is my program and I must adhere to my program, life is always going to work out for me. But if I go against myself, then I'm going against the universal code, the divine code for me. And you don't want to do that. And that's why so many people are unhappy. So many people are sick. It's because you're going against what you were here to do. You're fighting, you're resisting. So just like a code in the body, the germs in the immune system is resisting each other, and that's why you got snot and coughing, because there's a resistance in the body. So that's what you're seeing in your life, that you're not fulfilled, you're not in joy, you're not in happiness, because you are resisting your life in some way. And it's very simple. Life is so simple. All you have to do is get the right tools that's going to show you your way. Like I said, astrology is the thing that I choose. There's all different types of things. You got human design, you got gene keys, you got all different types of things that can show you yourself. Pick one and focus on that. And in this lane here, it is astrology, okay? I'm glad, Lovejoy. Okay. I'm thankful, Miss Red. Yeah, I think that not Nita said it's the North Node the same as the True Node. Yeah, I think so. Because I saw that on another site. Hey, New Beans. Hey, Serenity. Yeah, Lena. Readings take a lot of energy. I've seen people, I know it was one person, this one astrologer that I follow, she charges $500 an hour. And then for 30 minutes, she charged about $250. I said, so no, ma'am, you better not come over here complaining about my little $50 that I'm asking for. Absolutely not. And that's why I'm like, I'm probably going to be charging a little bit more later on. But if I do, I'm going to bring more value. That's just how I feel. Like, I want you to feel enlightened and inspired and ready to live your life. That's what I want my readings to project out into the world. You know, so I don't really worry about the money. I do that to keep you accountable. Because if I don't charge, half the time y'all be missing your appointments. And I'm like, all right then. Yes. Sean said, which is better, tarot or cafe to get birth charts? To get a fast birth chart, cafe astrology. But to learn the ABCs of your birth chart, tarot.com for sure. Now, I did find other charts that I like. Astro charts. Oh, I love astro charts. Astro charts will really help you expand and learn more. Now, I do believe astro charts for me is more for the advanced student because it's the circle chart. But if you want to go there and get the circle chart, go ahead. It's free. I really like astro charts, and it teaches me every time I put somebody's chart in there. It teaches me about different things of how to read the circle chart. Oh, the one thing, oh my God, I forgot to share with you guys is, and I didn't put it in the last video, but it's okay. Another thing that I look for in your purpose is I look for astrogeography. Where are you located? Okay, astrogeography is astrology of location, and it's something new that I've been getting into, and it's been really rewarding. And the reason why it is important for you to know your astrogeography is because the location that you're in, you're going to be harnessing energy. And you need to know, what energy am I harnessing and where am I? Because if you ever think about when you were born and when you do a regular birth chart, it asks you, what's your birth location? Because when you were born at a certain longitude, latitude, and you receive certain energies. Well, that energy that you received when you were born, that foundation does not go away. And see, I looked mine up and it said that one day I'm going to leave the family that I was born into, and I'm going to seek a new family with the same belief systems and a way of life that I am, choosing. Hello, y'all seen that past 3 years. I was like, oh my gosh. And then with Zen, I tried it on Zen, and it said that where Zen was born, it was like you probably will be under a charismatic guru. And we know that Zen was born in Palenque, Mexico, and I was a part of Carbonation. Hello? So I was like, oh my gosh, this is so true. So I also incorporate that in my readings as well. Like, I need to know the location that you're in. For example, you could be on the Pluto line. You do not want to be on the Pluto line. If you are dealing with a lot of obstacles, if you are losing relationships, losing jobs, you are always stressed and you always going through something, you're probably on a Pluto line. Now, Pluto line does have its purpose, but if you're trying to, like, for example, start something new, in a positive way, are you trying to look for love? You don't want Pluto, because if you're trying to look for a relationship, that relationship is going to be a transformational relationship. Pluto represents death and regeneration, letting go, control, manipulation. So you don't want to be focused on a relationship on the Pluto line. So you want to know where you are. And for example, if you have North Node in Cancer, you want to be on the moon line, because the moon represents emotion. So with that Cancer energy, you want to harness more emotions and get more in touch with your family and with your mother. And you really want to, stay connected to that moon line. But if you're trying to do something new, trying to start a business, you would love to be on a Jupiter line or a Venus line, because Venus is about creativity, beauty, love, relationships, and Jupiter is about expansion, luck, optimism. But at the same time, you have to be careful, because these two lines will kind of get you lazy, because sometimes too much of a good thing is not a good thing. Like, we love chocolate cake, but we can't eat chocolate cake every day, So I also include that in the purpose reading. I actually include that in all the readings, really, because I need to know where you are and whether or not you need to possibly move somewhere else or possibly visit somewhere else to get the inspiration. Or even if you don't want to do all of that, know the energy that you're harnessing, and then be like, okay, this is going to work against me, but let me focus my energies on maybe receiving more Mercury, because especially if you have a North Node in Virgo, you want to receive more Mercury energy. You understand? So all you need to do is just really focus more on Mercury energy. If you can't, just take a trip to your Mercury line or move to your Mercury line. Okay? So yeah, astrogeography. I'm thankful, Miss Red. Sean, the lunar node is the moon node, which is the north node. Oh yeah, I like Astro Matrix too. Astro Matrix is really good, especially for aspects. Mm-hmm. Oh, somebody, Love said, I have no air in my chart, but I have air in the houses. What does that mean? It just means the houses is the life situation. So I have to know what houses that you have as an air, but the house is the life situation or the body that you're in. And then the sign is the spirit, the expression. How you going to express? So for example, the 7th house is an air house, so that is the house of partnership, relationships, harmony, justice. And say that your sign is in Cancer, so you're going to be expressing in a nurturing way. You're going to be kind of closed off in your relationships, unless you are comfortable with the people or they show some type of security, that you need or whatever. And then relationships partnerships evolve around the home. Okay, Alicia, she said, my Virgo's in second house. What will my career be? Remember, the second house is self-worth. The second house is how you obtain money and possessions. So what would be good for you is making sure you have a routine. Start doing routines. Start making checklists. Every day your life should be a routine. You should get up like, okay, I'm going to get up at this time. I'm going to do this. It just helps you. Okay? And then to be of service. You need to be focusing on being of service to others, helping other people, being analytical, like looking at the details of things. You know, like really it's about service and helping. You know, giving your feedback. Because sometimes Virgo can be critical, but Virgo is very smart. But most definitely, it's about health. Get into the health. Get into routines. Get into some type of service. Just being of service to others. That's what Virgo stands for. Okay? Alright, y'all. So, that is going to be it for today regarding your purpose and how to find your purpose. And again, if you want your own personalized reading, hit me up. You know, send me a DM and we can schedule it. And I look forward to talking to each and every one of you because it's time for you to be very serious about your life. Now, don't be overly serious where you worry, but I'm telling you that you don't have to sit around guessing anymore about what you should do, and who you are is right there in front of you. Okay? Again, if you have any questions, just hit me up. Alright? Talk to you later. Stay balanced.